So in today's video I'm going to be going through 6 crazy mistakes that FC students make. We're going to be dealing with the use section today, and here are 6 common mistakes that I see when I mark students' test papers. So number 1, and the clue here is right here in the corner if you read the instructions, and there's the key. If you read the instructions, which, let's face it, a lot of candidates don't. In fact, probably most of them don't, because they've done 1,000,001 tests and they go, I don't need to read the instructions, I've done this 1,000,000 times. You could have been doing it wrong 1,000,000 times. Anyway, have a quick look at this caption. It says in parts 2, 3 and 4, write your answer clearly in capital letters. Capital letters. That's right. So a lot of students, they'll write their answer in, but they're not using capitals, and you'll be marked incorrectly. So what can you do? Good tip here is when you are preparing for the exam, when you're using your FCE test books from Cambridge, write everything in capitals so it's just second nature. You don't even have to think about this on the day of the exam. You're just used to writing your answers in capitals on the answer sheet for the use. Yeah? Good. First one down. Yoo-hoo! Number 2. In part 2 of the use, they'll use some amazing vocabulary, some extraordinary words. But remember, guys, usually, and I'm saying usually, probably not all the time, there may be exceptions that break the rule here, but generally they'll be very simple words. And I'm talking like verbs: did, done, does, went, go, gone, high frequency simple verbs like that, or prepositions in, at, on, for, with, relative pronouns, who, what, how, where, which, all these kinds of things, and there's more, but you see they're simple words. So if you find a gap and you're like, I know the answer to that one, it's efficient, it's not going to be the answer. It's just not. They're going to be easier words than that. So I've seen some amazing vocabulary in this part of the test, but it's not the answer. It's more that it's so simple that you look at the gap and you know, oh, this is really easy. It's really easy. It's really easy, but I don't know it. And it drives you mad. All right. So, number 3. Watch the spelling. And this is a massive one. I guarantee when I mark tests, students will lose 1 to 2 marks every time a coconut, because they don't watch their spelling. They know what the word is. They know how to change the word, but they spell it wrong. So when you're writing in your answers, or when you've got that word, don't go for the woo factor. And I call it the woo factor because you look at the word and you're like, oh, I know this. So concerned, concerned. It's concerned, concerned. And they don't stop to think. It could be unconcerned, or concerning, or concerns. Just because a word pops in their head, bang, they put it down on the paper. Wrong. Think about it. Read the sentence. Make sure the word fits into that gap. Is it plural? That's right. The amount of times I've seen people go, oh yeah, it's the noun, baby. It's the noun. Scientist. Scientists. Because you never put the S, that's right. You've just lost the mark. Think. Is it negative? This is a classic thing that they do all the time. Natural? Okay, you may know the word natural, but it's unnatural. Yeah, they love these prefixes. Yeah, organized, disorganized, so on and so forth. Think of this. Is there a negative? Know your frequently misspelt words. Yeah, all the dodgy ones that people misspell, like disagreement, dissatisfaction, interesting, words that people get wrong. Practice your spelling, and I'm sure you do this with your teacher anyway. But be careful, please. Number 4. So now we're moving on to part 4. And the last 3 problems that people have are with part 4, where they give you a sentence and a word and you've got to transform it into another sentence. This part causes some major problems. So in part 4, they write some of the words provided. Okay, what do I mean by this? Best thing to do is show you an example. So they'll write one of the words that they're already given in the question. You're given this. So here's the first sentence. It was not a good idea to delete the file. The word they'll give you is should, and you'll see this sentence. Yeah? So the answer is you should not have deleted that file. But when they write the answer to their answer sheet, they will write you should not have deleted that file. You can see that has already been put down for you. If you do this, you'll lose a mark straight away. Remember, each one of these is worth 2 marks, so it's not too bad. But still, it's a silly mistake, and the amount of times I've seen it. And obviously, it's to do with exam stress and pressure and things like that. But again, check that you're not doing this, because it is really easy to do, let's face it. Number 5, again, part 4 of the grammar. They write too many words. Oh, yes. In the instructions, they clearly tell you between 2 and 5 words. Therefore, if you write 1, wrong. If you write 6, wrong. You're going to lose marks. Again, careless mistakes, and it's really easy to do. So, follow the instructions between 2 and 5. Again, in part 4, even better, they change the word that they're given. And in the instructions, the instructions clearly state, do not change the given word. So another example of this for you, if you have this example, I lent her a book last week. The word they want you to use is borrowed. And you have this sentence, she, something, 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 last week. So a student turns around in their infinite wisdom and will go, yee-hoo, got it. She has been borrowing the book since last week. This is wrong. Well, grammatically, it's woefully wrong anyway. But secondly, it's wrong because they've changed borrowed to borrowing. You're not allowed to change the word. They want you to use borrowed. So you've got to transform the sentence so you're using the word borrowed. Can you see anything else wrong here? That's right. 6 words. Maximum 5, remember? So of course, the correct answer to this, if anyone's wondering, she borrowed a book from me last week. And there's a beautiful 5 words, and you're using the word borrowed. Bang! Like a boss. Okay, so as you can see in the use, read the instructions. And this is why, well, you don't actually need to read the instructions. Having said all that, you should know the instructions by now. What you need to be is very careful that you're not making these simple mistakes. Be careful. Let's face it, exams are super stressful. We all have the jitters. Sometimes we're moving fast so you can get onto the reading part of the exam. And yes, when you're transferring your answers from your paper to your answer paper, do be careful and don't write down extra words and things like this, because they cost you marks. We all make mistakes, but hopefully after watching this video, you're not going to make these ones. And you'll get higher marks in your grammar because of it, or use. Thanks for watching, guys. That's all for now.